Hello, just wanted to spend a few minutes talking to you about the Boss Equity Seminar. Why should you come along? Well, first of all, I think you'll find it very useful because we are specialists within the software technology sector. We've done many deals in this area, and I think there'll be some things that will be useful for you in the growing of your business. One of the misconceptions that we often come across is that the M&A process, mergers and acquisitions industry is something that the shareholders and the business leaders need to find out about when they're getting very close to that exit. I just want to rub this out for a minute, but actually the truth is that it's something that you should have in mind from the very start. Quite often what we see is that there is a plan for the exit of the business, and it could be based upon a number of factors. And if we call that the exit period, now that may be based upon, if you've got a small organisation, that could be based, if I just come around to the other side here, it may be a bit easier. If it's a small organisation, that quite often perhaps is retirement. And say if somebody wants to sell their business at age 60. If it's a larger organisation, it could be based upon a number of other factors, and quite often what we see is that it's based upon a certain revenue being achieved. It may be that it is based upon something to do with the development of the software, so call it software development, or it may be the business model. So that could be that they're looking to establish partnerships, they're looking to get it out into the business into more international regions. And the exit is being based upon one of those factors, and there are a number of others. Some quite often you'll see perhaps there could be issues perhaps with even with illnesses we've seen sometimes. The problem with that is that during the life cycle of the business there will be occasions when the particular sector in which you operate, the value of that business can peak. Now, what may make that peak and create a more valuable business usually goes back to supply and demand. And where that can happen is perhaps you've got some larger competitors, some larger corporates that are moving into your sector. Perhaps it's somebody that's got a lot of investment and they're looking to consolidate the industry, and they make a number of acquisitions. When that happens, quite often other larger competitors will also be making sure that they don't get left behind. And the technology, that particular sector can heat up very quickly. At the moment, and something that we've seen over the last 3 years, just as an example, is the healthcare sector. Now it's the actual industry that there are pressures being put upon healthcare organisations, and there are more people putting more of a demand on lots of healthcare organisations throughout the world where there is less and less of a budget. So there's a lot of pressure, economic pressure, and the only way that they can do that is by investing into technology. So hence, if you're looking into the healthcare sector, then what we've seen is many more acquisitions. In fact, over the last couple of years, there's been more acquisitions in the healthcare sector than any other. And what that does is it increases the price. Now, what we're saying is that as an organisation, you need to be prepared for these events, no matter when it is, because that price will most likely not stay at that point. There are a number of other myths and misconceptions that we're going to go through. We've got a framework, we've got a process that we can take you through, which we call the Equity Value Accelerator, and that's about improving the performance of your business and improving the equity value of your organisation throughout that journey, wherever that may be. Now, it may be that that business will be sold when you get to a certain revenue figure. That may be the right solution, that may be the right exit strategy for you. It may be when you've got the right business model in place, and it may be related to age. There are a number of factors there, but you also need to make sure that you are M&A primed for when somebody could come hunting. So what we'll take you through are a number of these factors. We'll be talking to you about our framework, which is the Accelerator program, which can be used by anybody. So it's a process that we've tried and tested, and it works. And what we like to think about, or what you may think about, is your business, a bit like an egg. It's a valuable thing, but it's very delicate, and it's something as a business it needs to be protected throughout the life cycle, and it needs to be nurtured. And at any time that egg could be cracked to get at the contents within, and you need to make sure that that's done at the right time, whether you want hard-boiled or soft-boiled eggs. So please do come along to our seminar. We'll be covering a number of issues. We'll be dispelling some of the myths and misconceptions, and I think you'll find that there will be some surprises for you. Thank you very much.